Hello and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Vicky and I create a lot of food content. I also do shopping hauls and recipe ideas, but this week I'm going to take you through what we eat typically as a family of 5, including myself, my husband and our 3 teenage sons. I do get sick of the same question night after night, what's for dinner, and I really do struggle to come up with ideas, so hopefully this will help some of you guys. Let's go and have a look at some of the things we've been eating recently. So for tonight's dinner I am doing a kind of leftover things that need to be used up dinner. So in here I have got a couple of red and 1 green peppers that I've just softened and charred a little bit, and then I've got some gammon. By the way, this fish board has never actually been used solely for fish. I just use all the boards randomly. I don't ever just cut fish on them, so ignore the fish. So this is half a gammon joint that I had in the fridge that needed to be used up by today. The other half is still in the air fryer, just finishing off, but this is going to go in with the rice which I have left over from a previous night's dinner, and this was just a Thai rice that I cooked in the pressure cooker, put some Thai seasoning and a beef stock cube, and then in here I've got 5 large eggs and some salt and pepper. So I'm going to add my gammon to the pan with my rice, then I'm going to stir my eggs through, and then I've also got some garlic and cheese slices that also need using up, so I'm going to pop those in the air fryer as well, and then that's going to be dinner. Just using everything up and really simple. So here we are all ready. I've just added my eggs in and stirred it all together with my gammon, the garlic bread with cheese, just using everything up. And this is what we've got for dinner tonight. So I'm just starting tonight's dinner and I'm going to make a chicken curry. So I've got some chicken breast in here and I've got some tikka curry powder on it and a little bit of seasoning, so some salt and some chilli powder. Then I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to mix these 2 sauces together. So we've got a tikka masala and a korma. That's why I've added some chilli powder to the curry. So that's that. I always like mixing sauces together, and these are the ones in the pouches are always really good with the ingredients and things. I've also got some pasta on the go, so I'm going to make a tuna pasta for tomorrow's packed lunches, because then that's that done as well. And I'm just going to do some rice in the pressure cooker. So it is actually stone cold now. This is the next day. This is one portion that I had left over and I've had in the fridge. Trust me, it was really nice though. I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but one of the boys will come home from work and probably heat this up for like a snack. And then the tuna pasta, I put some chopped red peppers in here, light mayonnaise, tuna, and then I added lime juice, some salt, some cayenne pepper, and I think that was about it. And they've all taken this for their lunch for work as well, so got some left over for me and Oscar. And yeah, that is what I was making last night and forgot to show you. So for tonight's dinner we have just got some pizza and fries. This is what the boys are having. So I've done one of these ones. It's got a hot dog stuffed crust. We've got a fajita one with a jalapeno stuffed crust, and then this one I've just got a cheese stuffed crust. Oh, cheese and pepperoni. These are all from Aldi. And I'll put some chips in the middle, and that's what the boys are having. So there is nothing better than when the sun's shining and it's finally warmed up in the UK. Lovely crispy chicken Caesar salad and an ice cold Pepsi Max. If that is not the best combination, I don't know what is. I have got some marinated chicken thighs in here, obviously lettuce, some parmesan. I've got some Caesar dressing, it's the M&S one. I've also added some cucumber, some spring onions and some olives. I just love green olives in a salad. And yeah, this is what I'm having for my dinner. So for tonight's dinner I have made a fish pie. I've made such a mess, it's all spilled out, but this is a very randomly made fish pie. It's got some smoked haddock that I had in the freezer, a couple of frozen tuna steaks that I had in the freezer. I've made up a cheese sauce, and then the mash is a combination of frozen mashed potato and some mashed potato that I had in the freezer but I made myself with garlic and truffle butter. So yeah, I've topped it with cheese. I'll put some frozen peas in here, and I've done some tender stem broccoli, so I will show you it once it is served up. So there really is no pretty way to show fish pie, but I promise you it was really nice. And then this is what I made for the one that doesn't like cheese sauce or mashed potato. I just did him some rice, broccoli and marinated chicken breast. So I'm just making one dinner here for one of the boys. 2 of them aren't hungry and one of them is, so I said I'd make him something, so I'm going to do him a little stir fry. So in here I've got some chicken, some frozen baby corn, monjtu and red pepper. I've used some of this seasoning in there, the Singapore noodle seasoning, and then I've also put in some garlic granules and some cayenne pepper. I'm cooking some of these egg noodles. which I am going to mix in with it with some soy sauce. You mix it all together. And that's it, just a little dinner for one. So this is the finished article. I didn't really know what to call it then. This is the finished dinner. I've just added soy sauce, a little bit of sesame oil. So this is what Bailey is having for dinner. I'm not sure about the rest of us. He's heading out, which is why he's got his now. Just wanted to film my weird breakfast combination. Steve said it's weird. His is more breakfast-like, apparently. He's got 2 sausages, a pickled egg, avocado on toast and scrambled egg. I've got some sweet chilli rice cakes. This is coronation chicken on 2 of them. I've got avocado on 1 of them and a random sausage. I always cook sausages at the weekend for the boys' breakfasts, and we just leave them like in a bowl with some tongs covered up, and then they can like come down and just grab them when they're awake from their pits. But yeah, I don't do conventional breakfast very often. I just like random stuff. Looks like a Mickey Mouse. So I'm just about to make some hummus for tonight's dinner, and these are the ingredients I'm going to use. It's not your traditional hummus because I haven't got all the exact ingredients, but this works anyway. So first of all, I've got 2 tins of chickpeas. So I've drained the chickpeas and saved the water. This water is actually called aquafaba, and it is really light and fluffy when you whip it, but it's really good to add at the end of the processing, just if you need to loosen things up a little bit. So we've got our chickpeas. Instead of tahini, which is basically a sesame seed paste, I'm going to use some peanut butter. This is 100% nuts. It's got no added salt or anything in there, so I'm just going to use that in place of the sesame paste. I've got lemon juice, salt and some garlic, and then instead of olive oil I'm going to add a little bit of toasted sesame oil, again because that's what I've got here. I would also normally add a pinch of cumin, but I don't seem to have that in my cupboards either, so I'm just going to keep it at this for now. So I'm just going to basically blend it all together. I'm going to start off with some lemon juice and some peanut butter, whiz that together, and then I'm going to add my other bits, and I basically just eyeball it. I'll let you know roughly, but I don't really follow measurements that much. So I would say I've got about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of my 100% peanut butter. I'm just going to blend this together to start with using my little chopper. So into my peanut butter and lemon juice, I'm just going to add a little squeeze of garlic. Probably about a clove and a half maybe. A little bit of salt. And just probably about a teaspoon's worth of the toasted sesame oil. Just give it a little bit of that sesame flavour. And I'm going to pop in my chickpeas. I'm going to do half and then add the other half because this isn't the biggest chopper in the world. So then I just pop on my lid and I'm going to give that a little blitz. So my hummus is done. I added in the rest of my chickpeas. I probably put about 4 tablespoons or maybe even slightly more of the water from the chickpeas, and then I've seasoned it to taste. So I added a little bit more salt, a big squeeze of lime juice and a little dash of cayenne pepper. Blitzed it until it's completely smooth. It's turned out amazingly. The toasted sesame oil takes the place of the tahini really nicely. Peanut butter gives it that little bit of nuttiness, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it because I think chickpeas are about 45p a tin, so for 90p I've got this massive like pot of hummus. So what I'm doing with this is my hummus and harissa kind of salad bowl. Never tried it before, but I saw it on Pinterest and thought I'll give it a go. So I'll take you through the rest of it and then I'll show you it when I've finished. So I will probably use the majority of this today because there's 5 of us and it's going to be like the base of our hummus plates. But this will keep covered up in a refrigerator for up to a week, and if you want to freeze it you can keep it for a month, so it's really well worth making your own. So for the mince side of this dish I'm literally going to use some harissa seasoning, some tomato puree and some garlic puree. I've got my pork mince in here, so I'm just going to squeeze in some garlic, probably about 2 teaspoons, which will be about the equivalent of 2 cloves. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree and a few tablespoons of harissa seasoning, and then I'm going to get that nice and crispy, and that's going to top our hummus, which we're then going to top with salad, which we're then going to top with feta cheese. So this is the salad that's going on the top. We've got olives, red onion, lettuce, cucumber. There's lime juice, oregano, garlic granules and salt in here. We've got feta cheese chopped up ready to go on top. In here is our pork mince. This has got harissa seasoning, tomato puree, garlic puree. I also added a little bit of cayenne pepper and some salt, and also a little bit of oregano in there. I've got flatbreads that I'm just going to warm up in the microwave, and I will show you it when I've plated it up. here we are served up. This is our hummus with harissa mince, salad and feta cheese. I forgot to film the flatbreads that are going to be torn off and like dunked in, so that's kind of the idea behind this one.